Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So finally, this is the first video here in Netherlands. This is the cottage where we are staying right now, and this is the background that you are going to see in a couple of videos. I guess more than couple, because we are staying here until the end of November, and then who knows. As you could see by the title, today we are going to discuss about free patterns for fall. If this video will not be enough for you, of course I have the other one. If you haven't watched it, I will just put it here in the eye, or I will also link it in the description box so you can go ahead and see more patterns there, because even though it's for spring and summer, there are definitely patterns that you can use for fall. I just don't want to mention them again here. So if this will not be enough for you, just head over there. But now let me just start. I will go company by company. That's the most comfortable for me. So we will start, of course, with my most favorite fabric store. Let me start with the first one. I will be looking in my laptop because, of course, I cannot remember 25 sewing patterns. So the first one is called Lola Linen Trench. If you look at the picture, it's very classic trench. I don't think that it's the most complicated one you will ever sew. If you are a confident beginner or fearless one, then you can definitely try to make it. If I'm not wrong, it doesn't have any buttons. So this is just a simple tie at the waist, something like a duster. On the picture you can see that this one is made out of thicker linen, which is a great, I think, for transitional season. Anyway, if you are expecting something more warm, maybe you could look at the fabrics as gabardine or maybe lightweight wool. This could work well. Anyway, my advice is whenever you are looking at the picture of a pattern that you want to make and you know what type of fabric they use, but you don't want to use exactly the same, always look at the characteristic of the fabric. What kind of drape it has, what kind of movement, what is the weight and thickness of the fabric, and of course if the fabric meant to keep you warm or opposite. As long as you will take these things in consideration, you will be fine. You can sew it in different fabric. Think about these things because it's really important. There is one thing in this pattern that could be scary for a beginner, speaking from my own experience, and it's a welt pocket. If you have a nice instructions followed by many pictures, even better is tutorial, maybe here on YouTube. There are, I know that because I used it when I was making one jacket before, and it was the first time I was doing a welt pocket. However, if you want to avoid it, you can, and you can just replace it with a different type of pocket, maybe patch pocket, maybe something else that you are more comfortable with, something that you already made before. So don't be afraid to change the pattern if it's more comfortable for you. Another coat on Fabric Store website is called Mara Painter Coat. It's also very simple design, like most of the designs, very minimalist, which I personally like. Again, this pattern is made from linen, like all of their patterns, but of course, as I just said, you can choose different material. This coat has button closure in the front, then I think it has a vent at the back, which is really nice and classic touch. It's hard to see on the pictures that are available, but I think there is some detail on the cuffs, maybe some kind of a flap or something like that. Just if you are interested, of course you can go ahead and check it out. I forgot to say, of course, all the patterns and the links are in the description box. If you are interested in anything that I'm mentioning here, you will find it down. Another pattern that I want to suggest is something very basic, something very classic, more like essential in your closet. Depend, I know we all have a different styles, but I think linen button-up shirt is just a staple for most of us. So I thought that this is a great pattern for this season because you can really nicely layer it with the other pieces in your wardrobe. And I personally really like to wear a shirt because I always feel like I look more put together even though I didn't try. So the pattern that I'm talking about is called Noa Linen Shirt. As you can see, your classic typical shirt, not much to say about it. You will wear wear it often. At least this is my own experience. And last but not least, from Fabric Store is a dress. Of course, I think most of you were waiting for suggestion like this. And as you know, they have lots of dresses on their website, but I chose this one because I thought it's really nice how they present it. I really like the fabric combination, the color combination, and as patchwork is so popular these days, I thought that many of you would appreciate this suggestion. So the dress is called Quin patchwork dress. So as you can see, it's quite a simple dress with a simple bodice with the two darts. There is no collar. The sleeves are long and I think they don't have a gathers on the top, but maybe something like a pleat it looks like from the picture. And what I like is the button detail, that they chose to pair two buttons together. I think that looks really nice, and you could definitely use like self-covering buttons. It looks more professional and more like a store-bought dress. The skirt of the dress is also very simple, gather at the waist. Of course, if you wanna make it longer or shorter, I think that's very easy. You could also change up the sleeves. Maybe you can do more like a puff sleeves. I think it's quite a basic pattern that will allow you to do a couple of adjustments, very simple ones, to make it a little bit different if you want. But I think just the way it is really cute. This is perfect dress for fall in my opinion. Okay, so that's it from Fabric Store. Of course, head over to their website and see for yourself. There is way more than what I suggested to you today, but we have to move on to another one. I think let's go to Mood Society. This is also one of the most known websites for the free patterns, so let's go there and see what I have for you. Of course, on their website you have so many free patterns from many different pattern designers. Today I chose two patterns, and the first one is something I would say really popular as the 2000 fashion is coming back, and also Chanel is never out of fashion, and I feel like it's combining these two together in this pattern. It's called Melora Jacket. On the picture, as you can see, is also paired with a skirt. They are suggesting to use another pattern from their website, which is called, I think, Aspen Skirt. And in the description, if you will read it, they say that they just made it shorter, and if you are going to work with a tweed, you could just unfray the bottom to give this nice touch. Also, they are suggesting to pair it if you are not really a skirt person, but you prefer more like shorts. This could be also very cute as a little set. Their suggestion is myrtle short. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. However, I think that depends on really what type of fabric you are going to use, because on these shorts you have a couple of pleats in front, and as I know tweed, if you went and you chose very thick, I think that maybe wouldn't look very flattering with all these pleats in the front. However, if you choose something thinner, this could be perfect, or you could use maybe a wool. This would be also really nice. This jacket is quite cropped, and it's called jacket, but it has short sleeves. But of course, if you make it in a nice warm fabric as a tweed or wool, it will a little bit compensate, and maybe there are days that you can still go out and wear something with the short sleeves, and if not, you will just sew one of the jackets that I suggest you before. And the second pattern from the Mood Society is again a jacket, but this time I chose something unisex, so you could make maybe two, one for you, one for your partner. And again, it plays with the same idea of patchwork. I don't know, I think I'm just a little bit addicted to this. I really love the idea how much you could customize it to yourself. I would personally go and try to choose kind of fabrics. I really don't know the names of them, but the fabrics that are used for raincoats, water resistant. If you know the names of specific ones, please put them in the comments. I will be really happy if you can help me. This is definitely really cute pattern. I don't think it's very complicated to sew, so if you are a confident beginner, go ahead and make it. Speaking of Chanel, I found something from Italian pattern making company, I think, if I'm not wrong. It's called Marfy. and I haven't heard of this company before. Just want to say something at the beginning. The sizes here are very limited, but it's not as you are used to. It's not the smaller spectrum of the sizes, but it's this other half, I think from 42 to 58. So if you are in this size range, then you are really lucky because you got yourself a really amazing blazer pattern, very typical Chanel style. So if you have some event, or if you just want to make yourself this classic piece that you can wear over and over again, this is, in my opinion, amazing choice. Of course, perfect transitional piece. And that's it from Marfy. This is just the one pattern that I found, but I thought it's worth of mentioning. Another website that I haven't heard about is called patternvault.com, and you can find the patterns of high-end fashion designers there. Some of them are more variable than the others. However, I found one amazing dress from Alexander McQueen from the collection, I think 2020. It's this amazing long dress with the big puffy sleeves with a kind of like a princess seams. It's just amazing. I really love the skirt. If you were looking to create something more special, then this is definitely a perfect candidate. However, I have a bad news for you. The pattern is coming only in one size, which is UK 8 and European 36 or 38. I'm not sure. If you click the link, all the informations are there. I think also the measurements of the model are included, so you can kind of see for yourself if you fit in these measurements or no. I'm really sorry for the others. I don't know what else to say, but again, I thought it would be nice to mention this pattern. Maybe there is someone who really wanted to sew something like this. Okay, let's move to something more known between all of us, and it is nothing else but Peppermint magazine. I was really worried when I started to research for this video because I thought I will just not find many good patterns for fall, especially the ones that I haven't seen before. As you are watching it, you see I was successful, and the Peppermint magazine is, of course, no fail here. So when I searched the website, I immediately found a pattern that is completely new, and it's another jacket pattern. It's called West End Jacket, and it's again one of those unisex patterns that can be made for men or women. Again, very simple with a button closure in the front with two patch pockets on the sides. Yeah, so as you can see on the picture, you can make it from something like a heavier denim, but of course it could be done also in corduroy, I think. And I really love how they show you the details, how you can play with them and make it more personalized, and you can be more creative. That's why the basic patterns are the best in my opinion, because it gives you room for your creativity. You can do whatever you want with this pattern, and it's easy to sew, and I guess it's great for beginners who have never done anything like that. I think you would be able to make this jacket, of course. So again, another great unisex pattern from Peppermint magazine. Another pattern that I chose is not really new. It's called Albion Blouse. I find that this is a perfect blouse for this fall season. I really like this wrap style detail with the buttons on the side. Love the sleeves and the big cuffs, also with the button closure. You can pair it with many other things. So if you are looking for some free blouse pattern, then here you have it. I think it's a really nice one. And the last pattern from the Peppermint magazine, it's a dress pattern. Also very simple. It could be easily the part of your essential wardrobe, and I think the name of this dress says it all. It's called Everyday Dress. It gives you room to play with the pattern. If you don't like the neckline, I think it's not very hard to adjust it. For the sleeves, if you want to make them longer and you want to finish them with a little tiny cuff or maybe even elastic, you can do that as well. I think it would look amazing. I like the simple tie detail, so for those who would prefer something that is more cinched in the waist and show more the figure, that's great as well. It is maybe one of these underestimated patterns. This is what I wear the most at the end of the day. This was the last Peppermint magazine pattern, and let's move to another website that was not so known to me until now. and I found this really nice, I would say basic, but with a little twist, a knit top from Forget Me Not. As you can see here on this picture, you can see the lines. It's very simple, but it has really interesting sleeves, and if I'm not wrong, it's coming with 2 sleeve options. And personally, I would use for this pattern something thinner, maybe like a viscose jersey with a little bit of more drapiness. I think this could look really great. This was the only pattern from Forget Me Not. I think we should move to one of the websites that has the biggest amount of free patterns, and it is Sewing Magazine UK. From the beginning, I'm going to just say there are 2 patterns that are not meant for your wardrobe, but they are more like accessories, let's say. But let's start with the skirt patterns. So I found 2 skirt patterns on the Sewing Magazine UK that I think are quite simple to make, and I think that you could use materials that are more desirable for fall weather, a little bit colder, you know, so something thicker like denim, corduroy, again wool. So the first skirt pattern is called Suzy Skirt, and this one is like a pencil skirt that goes down below your knees, and I will try to find some pictures on Pinterest because I have seen this longer denim skirt in the magazine so much these days that when I saw this pattern, I was like, yeah, like let's give them this pattern and they can make it at home, right? Another very cute and simple skirt pattern is Zara Skirt. I think I personally would make this one from really nice needle cord. I think it would look amazing. I like the detail with the 4 buttons. I like the seams in the front. I think it's really nice, and I think it would become one of those things that you can wear a lot in day-to-day life. There is another pattern. It's called Trina Turtle-Neck. What to say? It's just a basic pattern. You know, it's one of those essentials and basic that are not so exciting while you are making them, but once you wear them, you will be excited definitely. You can make couple of them in many colors, and this is a layering piece that in my opinion is very helpful to have at home. Here is the pattern. Go ahead and make yourself a couple. Another pattern is for those who are desiring to make maybe some dress, maybe something for more special occasion, but of course depends of your choice of fabric. You can make it more casual if you would like to. So this is it. This is this simple wrap style dress. It's called Jennifer dress. I think this could be also a nice layering piece. It would look great in my opinion with some chunky boots, maybe Doc Martens, which I don't have personally. I would love to in future. I think it would look great also with a big chunky sweater over the top of this dress. For those who are still tempted to make some teddy bear jacket, here I have the pattern for you from Sewing Magazine. This one is called Freya Coat. I think this could be amazing for those who have never sewn any jacket. In my opinion, it's quite simple. It has only 1 button. So if you are looking for something to make you really warm, maybe this would not be an option. And of course, I don't want to forget about those who have little people at home and from time to time like to sew something for them. So I found this really cute child's rain jacket. As you can see, this child seems to be really happy to wear this raincoat. So if you are looking for a pattern for your child, I mean a raincoat, I think it's quite needed these days. At least here in Netherlands it's raining almost every day, so I would myself appreciate this kind of jacket. So here is the one that you can make for your little ones. And last 2 patterns, I will just quickly mention them because as I said, they are accessories. The first one is the sewing machine cover. I would really like to know, please let me know in the comments, how many of you have sewing machine cover, use it, be honest. And how many of you maybe made their own? I would like to know. I myself made my own for my sewing machine. For my serger, I'm just using the plastic one, the transparent that came with it. Of course, I would like to make another one, something maybe more cute, but I have to say the plastic one is protecting my machine quite well. This is the point why you should make it, because dust is the biggest enemy for your sewing machine. So if you want to keep your sewing machine for longer, then please protect it. Of course, this could be another project for your fabric scraps. However, if you don't like this style, then you can just make it out of one fabric. It's not forbidden. And the second accessory pattern is really cute one. And I chose this one especially because I think fall is the season of reading. We have more time because maybe the weather is not so nice. I am reading one book now. Let me just show you quickly. So, currently I'm reading Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. It's a really nice book. Going back to patterns, I found this a really cute little bag. It's called Portable Book Bag. So if you are one of those people who are reading a lot of books these days and you tend to carry your book around everywhere you go, maybe to a public transportation, maybe this is a really cute pattern for you. Or maybe this could be a really cute gift. Okay, I think it's time that we move to our last source of free patterns, and this time it will be Pearl Soho. This website, I must admit, was not so known to me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's more known between knitters and crocheters, and you know, I do a little bit of knitting, but at this point it's more trial and error. So anyway, I didn't know about this website until I was making this research again. I included a couple of patterns here. This time it's more for home accessories, but I have one that might be really interesting for you, and it's this one for a quilted vest. A really nice piece to have at this season. You know, the mornings and evenings are becoming more colder, and it's really nice to have one more layer that you can later on remove if you become too hot. I would really suggest you to pay attention to the materials that they are kind of suggesting for you. The material that you feel the inside is most of the time the polyester, and let's be honest, polyester and wool is not the same. Wool has its own characteristic, especially to keep you warm, and this is what you need at this time. I have one picture on my Pinterest board of a vest that I wanted to make for so long, and I thought that this could be a great starting point. With a little adjustment, I think if I wanted to make it exactly the same as on the picture, I would definitely have to crop it a little bit and add 2 ties in the front. The outcome could be something like that. So consider making this pattern, because with few adjustments it could be something super cute. Of course, no adjustments are great as well. Now let's move to accessories. So for those who were interested only in a wardrobe, I think this is the end for you. So I guess if you want to skip, you can, and thank you that you stayed until now. But if you are still interested, let's continue, and let me show you the accessories that I found really cute and could be quite helpful. The first one is the hot water bottle cover. This one, I think it's very simple to make. I think that they are using felt fabric for this. I really like the detail of the stitching at the edges. I like the simplicity of this pattern as well. This is it. This is your hot water bottle cover. The next pattern is something very basic, and you will be like, why am I like suggesting this here? Hear me out. I found this pillow cover pattern. Of course, I guess many of us have different pillows, so if you need to adjust, you can do it. But why I wanted to show you this pattern is not necessarily that you need the pattern, but when I saw the color combinations, I was so inspired, because I have many similar fabrics in my stash, and I would definitely would like to have pillow covers like this. Maybe I will go as far as purchasing some of these fabrics because I like it this much. Another project that is made of felt, which they have a couple on their website, are these stacked felt slippers, and I think this is really cute pattern to make, especially if you are expecting some guests, maybe for holidays. I think you could really make these slippers for them. I suggest you to look for a felt that is a little bit thicker. I think it's really cute, really nice project for the days when you still want to do some sewing projects but nothing complicated, I guess. And the last pattern that I'm going to suggest today is quilting pattern. And again, hear me out. I strongly believe that many of us are really excited for the idea for making quilt. It has been so popular this last year and the previous year. Maybe some of you are desiring to make a quilted jacket and you are searching for some simple pattern to create first your quilt. But I think if you have never made a quilt before, you should look for something very simple. Of course, you could just cut squares and connect them and that's it. I think that's a cute idea. But for those who want something level up, I found this quilt which is called I think, yeah, wedding quilt. So here you have a picture. It has a kind of like a heart shape. It's really nice, and it's basically made only from rectangles of fabric. All the steps are written there. I am really tempted because I want so much to own a quilt, and trust me, all the thrift stores that I visit, I have never seen any quilt there. Also, the idea of quilted jacket is not foreign to me. This was the last pattern from Pearl Soho, and this was the last pattern of this video. Thank you again for coming back. Thank you. If you are new here, welcome. Maybe consider subscribing to my channel so that you don't miss any future content. I hope that you don't mind this background. I know it's nothing exciting. It is not my old sewing room that I miss so much, but I think we can deal with this. I think it's okay. As long as I have a table to work on, as long as my camera is working, I think that's the most important, because I can share my makes with you. We can catch up every week. I think this is the most important. So thank you again for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. This helps me a lot. You don't even know. I guess I will see you soon with another video. Bye guys.